Hi guys, welcome to Lowtech. Today we are going to learn about iOS application lifecycle. Before that, I will request you, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it and hit the bell icon to get my new video updates. And don't forget to like and share with the video. Okay. So rather than not wasting the time, I will start from the life cycle. Okay. So what is the iOS application life cycle? So guys, if we are developing some kind of iOS application, we must know that how the application executes, so that we will be able to know the flow of the application, and how to develop the application, which part should be where, and how it should be executed, right? So as at the heart of the every iOS app is the UI application object, whose job is to facilitate the interactions between the system and other objects in the application. Every iOS application has a UI application object, and what it does, it facilitates the interaction between our system, between our operating system and the objects in the app. That how the app executes, which screen size is there, then how the screen size of the application would be managed, right? That kind of things will be managed by UI application object. Moving towards the next slide. Here is the application lifecycle. So it is a MVC approach, right? So as you can see, there is a model contains the data objects and document. Then there is a controller has a UI application object that is related to the application delegate, and as well as event loop and the view controller. And the last one is a view. There is a UI window and view and UI objects. Guys, this architecture is very much important. If you draw this, obviously the marks will be yours much better, because in the examinations, application lifecycle is most important question if you do, and if you prepare it, it is much better for you. So now we are going to learn about iOS application lifecycle. We will explain this. Okay. So first of all, application lifecycle has to understand overall app behavior. As I have told you, the main point to entry in iOS application is UI application delegate, right? Where is the UI application delegate? Here it is in the controller section. Okay, so obviously we know that it will go from the view to the controller. So main iOS application entry point is what? UI application delegate. UI application delegate is what? It is a protocol. It is what? It's a protocol that your app has to implement to get notified about user events. Okay, what are these user events? User events are everything such as button clicking, or sliding, or swiping, or anything that user interacting with your application through touch. Okay, so he will interact with the application through some events that he has touched, he has double clicked. So this kind of events are generated, and on which event what action should be performed, that is handled by UI application delegate protocol. Okay, so I have written over here that UI application delegate is a protocol that your app has to implement to get notified about the user events, such as app launch, app goes into background or foreground, app is terminated, or push notification was opened, and etc. Right? Now we are going to see some events or the methods that will executed according to the life cycle. Okay, so it is in ascending order. App did finish launching, will enter foreground, did become active, will resign active, did enter background, and will terminate. Okay, so now we are going to understand all of these methods briefly. So when the iOS app is launched, the first thing is called is will finish launching with option. We have started with did finish launching, but before that, will finish with launching with options method will be called. What does it return? It returns the boolean. Now what is it? This method is intended to initial application setup. Okay, storyboards have already been loaded at this point, but the state restoration hasn't occurred yet. As you know, as it is saying, as the name of the method is there, will finish launching with option. It means it has not finished the launching with option. Okay, so it will only it is intended to initial application setup. It is called when there is storyboards are already been loaded, but the state restoration is not occurred. That's why it is called will finish launching with option. Now after the launch, which method will be called? Did finish launching with option. It is also returning the bool. it is called next. Next means after the will finish launching with options. This callback method is called when the application has finished the launching and restored state. What was the in the first method, will finish launching with option, that all the storyboards have been loaded, but the state has not been restored. But here what is happening, state has restored and can do final initialization such as creating a UI. After creating the UI, this method is called. Now another second one method is application will enter foreground. Foreground, as we know, it is a foreground that the user is interacting with, okay, of the application. It is called after the application did finish launching with options method, or if your app becomes active again after receiving a phone call or other system interruption. Application will enter foreground when it will be called. It will called after the did finish launching with option, obviously, because after the launching options it will enter into foreground, or when or other system interruption, or some kind if you are interacting with the application and suddenly a call occurs, then this method will be called. Application did become active is called after the application will enter foreground to finish up the transition to the foreground. Okay, so application did become active is called after this method. Now we are going for what? We are going for termination. This was all about what? It was all about transition. Sorry, it means launching. How the application starts. First method was what? Application will finish launching with option. Second, did finish launching with option. Third, application will enter foreground. So, and after that, application did become active. Application will become active when it is called. It will be called after the application has entered in the foreground method. Okay, now we are going to see about the application will resign active. So this method is called when the app is about to become inactive. As the name suggests, resign active, it will be inactive. Application did enter for background is called when your app enters a background. Okay, so before that we will see about this resign active, that there is an example that when the phone receives a call or user hits the some button, okay, hits some button like a home button, okay, or minimizing the button, then with the application will resign active. This method is called, because for that particular time application is not user is not interacting with the application, or application not even is there in the full screen of the mobile. That's why it will resign the active. Now application did enter background. So it is called when your app enters a background state after becoming inactive. What is in background? You have approximately 5 seconds to run any task. You need to back things up in the case and the app gets terminated later or right after that. Okay, you how many seconds? 5 seconds are there if you need to things back up. Okay, for this example I can say that sometimes if you are playing a game and there are navigation buttons available in mobile, and if you accidentally push a minimize button, okay, so your app will become inactive, so it will be go to the application will resign active. But now where it will be in your memory, okay, but it will not be there in a memory permanently time. Okay, so if you click on click on that icon, click on the application again, it will open in the same state as it was left before, right? It was left before, so it is still in the memory and application did in the background, so there are 5 seconds to get back things up. But after that it will terminate, it will not store all kind of data that you have left, right? Now application will terminate. Obviously it will called when your app is about to be purged from the memory. What is this purged from the memory called? Purged from the memory means when we are clearing the memory, when we are removing the app from the memory permanently. Okay, we can call any final cleanups here, like closing the database, or closing the files, okay, removing the files, like that. Okay, so this kind of work can be done in the application will terminate. Both application will finish launching with options and application did finish launching with options can potentially be launched with options identifying that the app was called to handle a push notification or URL or something else. Unity return true if your app can handle the given activity or URL. I hope you would have understand all the methods in the application lifecycle. Okay guys, so if you have any kind of doubts, so please don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section. I would be happier to be useful for your answer. Okay, that's it for today. I don't want to keep it long for the time so you get bored. We will meet in the next lecture. We will see the code location in the next lecture. So until then, goodbye, have a nice day.